full screen அங்க வரணும் மேடம். Those teachers, madam, our teacher. Fit to window. 50% original size. This is original size. 50% Madam. Probably 800 original size. Fit to window.
Namaste, Anandali madam.
Namaste.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Madam,
Yes.
good morning, madam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am.
Good morning, madam.
Ma'am, namaste.
Good morning, madam.
Namaste. A very fine and pleasant morning to one and all present here. This is Vijayalakshmi Sridhar from MATRUSRI DAV Public School, Hyderabad. On behalf of DAV College Managing Committee, DAV Center for Academic Excellence, President Ariratan Padmashri Poonam Suriji, Director Academics Dr. Nisha Peshin, Training Coordinator and Regional Officer Mrs. Minoo Aggarwal, Cluster Head MATRUSRI Hyderabad Cluster and Principal MATRUSRI DAV Public School Mrs. Anandavalli. I welcome all the principals and staff to this two-day online capacity building program of AP Zone 1. Let us begin today's program by chanting the Gayatri Mantra. Please join me for the Gayatri. Tatsaviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodayat. Now I request our training coordinator, Mrs. Minoo Aggarwal ma'am, to light the virtual lamp by clicking on the button on the count of 3. 1, ma'am, can I start counting?
Yeah,
1,
please.
2, 3. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving a divine start to this program today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I request our all of you to please rise for the DAV Gan.
अविरल निर्मल सलिल सदय ज्ञान प्रदायिनी ज्योतिर्मय हो चहु दिशि उद्घोष अभय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय प्रबल प्रवाहमयी नित नूतन जीवन दायिनी सदा सनातन वेद प्रणीता परम पुनीता ये धारा अक्षय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय दयानंद से प्रेम भक्ति ले हंस राज से त्याग शक्ति ले धर्म भक्ति का राष्ट्र शक्ति का हो दिन मान उदय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय सुख समृद्धि इसकी लहरें प्रेम शांति इसके तट ठहरे सघन शांतिमय प्रबल क्रांतिमय लिए अटल निश्चय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय.
Now I request our principal ma'am, cluster head of MATRUSRI Hyderabad, Mrs. Anandavalli ma'am, to welcome our regional officer, Mrs. Minoo Aggarwal ma'am, and all the other principals.
Thank you, Vijayalakshmi, for that auspicious start. On behalf of President DAV College Managing Committee, Shri Poonam Suriji, Director Academics, Mrs. Nisha Peshin, and on behalf of both the cluster heads of Visakhapatnam cluster and my own personal behalf, we still have to nominate a Visakhapatnam cluster head. And on behalf of all the principals of the zone, I extend a very warm welcome to Training Coordinator and Regional Officer, Mrs. Minoo Aggarwal, who's also the principal of DAV Public School, Velachery, to this 2-day capacity building program. I also extend my welcome to the principals and teachers of AP Zone 1 to this program, which is going to be held today and tomorrow. Mrs. Minoo Aggarwal, our regional officer, though very well known to all of us, surely requires a special introduction on this date. She is the founder principal of DAV Public School, Velachery, Chennai, which was started in the year 1990. The school that began as a humble K5 school in phase 1 stands tall today as a fully fledged K-12 school housed in a state-of-art building with 3,123 students on its rolls. She's a postgraduate in child development and English, and she has also completed the Cambridge International Diploma for Teachers and Trainers from the Cambridge University. She has an excellent academic record throughout her education and was the proud recipient of several merit certificates and scholarships. She has played a pivotal role in executing several assignments on behalf of CBSE, and she's also the founder chairperson of the Chennai Sahodaya School Complex. She's a resource person for value education, gender sensitivity and inclusive education, assessment of speaking and listening skills, and has conducted a series of workshops and trainings for principals and teachers. We recently witnessed her training session in Chennai. Currently, she's also Chennai City Coordinator for 105 schools to act as a key functionary for all CBSE exams and assignments, and the Kanchipuram City Coordinator for the CTET. Her keen interest is to keep abreast with the current trends in education and to facilitate the teaching community with the paradigm shifts in education. She is regional officer for 12 schools in Visakhapatnam, Hyderabad, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. She is the national awardee for teachers. She has received the National Award for Teachers in the year 2014 by President late Sri Pranab Mukherjee on the occasion of Teachers' Day. And she's also the Best Teacher Awardee from CBSE in the year 2010. She has a gold medal for commendable services in education from DAV College Trust and Management Society. And she's got International Leadership Excellence Awards by Macadamia Education, and Award for Women in Education by Business School Affair, and Best Principal Award and Best International Principal Award by Gateway School and Science Olympiad Foundation. And she's got the Best Principal Award by Kanchi Mahaswami Vidya Mandir Trust, and the Best International Principal Award for Vision and Leadership by Indian Business Conference Institute, Bangalore. Her awards go on and on. More than everything, she's an excellent administrator and an academician whom we all look up to for, any guidance. Ma'am, welcoming you today to this session and to this 2-day capacity building program. I would take this opportunity to also extend my welcome to all the principals of our zone, that is AP Zone 1, Mr. KVRK Prasad from GMR School Rajam, Mr. Vijay Kumar from DAV ACC Wadi Township, Ms. Naish Shadi from DAV School Palakonda, Mr. Shivakumar from DAV School Vikat Sagar, Mr. Vijay Angadi from KPCL DAV Raichur, Ms. Lakshmi Sharada from DAV PS Anakapalli, Mr. Srikar Basava from DAV School IIT Hyderabad campus, Mr. Pandurang Kulkarni from DAV Orient Gyan Mandir, Chittapur, Ms. Meena Roni from DAV Centenary School, Chittapur, Ukkunagaram, and Ms. Rashida Banu from TMAES DAV Hospet. Education is a process that can bring out the best in any person. A teacher affects eternity, and teacher is that lamp who lights a million lives. So in order to hone and sharpen the teaching skills of the teachers, the DAV Center for Academic Excellence is conducting these capacity building programs for its teachers. A humongous task of identifying the in-house talent among teachers who are potential trainers, taking them through the entire process of training, and then making them eligible for training others has been taken up by DAV CAE. And under the guidance of the training coordinator and the cluster head of the zone, this training process has been going on very well for these years, for many years. Before every training is scheduled, a need analysis of training is done, and topics are suitably chosen based on the needs that are felt by the teachers in training. It is in consonance with the requirement that CBSE puts across for us, and also what DAV expects of its teachers. Topics were allotted to master trainers, and the entire schedule for training was prepared. Hopefully, with the concerted and sincere preparation of all the master trainers, the teachers of the zone must benefit enormously from the 2-day capacity building program. The implementation of the takeaways from the 2-day program will be assessed during the academic audit that will be conducted in this year. The second phase of capacity building program will be in before the month of December in this year, which will be for 3 days. Once again, inviting all of you to actively participate in the 2-day sessions. Madam, now I hand over the platform to you to take over on a very crucial topic, that is the need of the hour. How language proficiency is an effective communicative tool. Language is the basis of all communication, and who else to take up this topic than our madam, who very clearly elucidates her ideas in a very clear-cut language. Ma'am, extending a very hearty welcome to you and handing over the platform to you. Before I hand over to madam, 2 small announcements. The registration form for this session today is being put up in the chat box, in the Zoom link, and also in the description link of the YouTube channel. Please fill in the registration forms. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely training and a lovely session. Ma'am, handing over to you.
Increase the screen.
Ma'am, you start speaking, the screen will automatically come.
Okay. Namaste to everybody. First of all, Anandavali, I am only a colleague to you. You need not have gone in for such details about my resume. That is mainly for outsiders, not for you, not for my own family and not for my own colleagues. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I would start my day and my presentation with an appreciation. You have put in a lot of hard work, and you have seen to it. Even now, I can understand you are sitting on thorns and wondering whether 2-day program would go well. But I am 200% sure that everything is going to go very well, because you have put in so much hard work, eye for detail. You know, you have planned for first, and you are your own worst critic. You leave aside me. So this will go very well. And when DAV GAN was on, I was seeing the graphics were perfectly matching the words of the DAV GAN. You know, I look at things that minutely, and I would say that you have made the work of all of us, 11 of us, very easy by taking the sole responsibility of this exercise. And it is not this year, you've been doing it for past 3-4 years. And that is why this assignment is very, very safe in your hands. Thank you so much, Anandavali, on behalf of all my colleagues and leaders of the episode 1.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
you. I will start with my presentation. I'm not able to see my colleagues, all my colleagues I'm not able to see. I understand all of you are here. All the leaders of AP Zone 1 should be here.
Yes, ma'am.
Great,
Good morning,
very great. Special namaste to all my colleagues. And very, very special namaste to all the teachers of AP Zone 1. Maybe we are about 1,000 of us.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste. We are probably 1,000 of us, Anandavali.
No,
Could
ma'am,
be?
we are not 1,000. We might be 500 plus. I still have to get the final number in our hand.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So
But
that's-
definitely this is on YouTube and it will be viewed by maybe many other DAV schools also.
Okay. So I would just repeat my topic, how language proficiency is an effective communicative tool. Actually, during our last online meeting of principals, we were just having a discussion that how it is so very important for teachers to have good communicative skills. And there, damn, Anandavali caught me there and then, ma'am, then you take this topic in your general session, my God. I said, okay, Anandavali, I'll do that. So, teachers, you have a lot of experience starting from newcomers to veteran teachers who are on the verge of retirement, who have put in 5, 10, 20.
That you take this topic in your general session,
So around 30 years of experience, and some maybe on the verge of retirement. And you must be thinking that what ma'am is saying.
Ma'am, 1 second. Requesting everybody to mute yourself. You will have your chance to speak at the end. Please mute yourself. Only ma'am will be on unmute. Please. Requesting everybody to mute yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So the point that I'm trying to make is we have teachers who are newcomers to a range of teachers who have put in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and even some of you who are going to be very close to your superannuation. So there are teachers with such a range of experience. But what I am going to speak, I request all of you not to be offended, because what I am going to speak, I have not referred anywhere. But whenever I make any presentation, I always do some review of research. If research has done something on the topic that I am going to share with everybody, then I think it is very imperative, because if research feeds practice, then you can be sure that whatever has been researched, it has been put into practice. So I have done a little bit of review of research also to bring to my presentation some new points if there are existing, if some research has been done in that. So teachers, please, again, I again appeal to you that if I am saying something in this presentation, there is nothing to be offended about it. These are all facts. So whenever a class does not perform well, whenever a subject is not performing well, immediately our mind goes to what could be the reason. Because there are always two things in the teaching learning process. As we all know, it is teaching and it is learning. Teaching is not equal to learning. I always say that, because teaching may have happened, but learning may not have happened. So, but many a times teachers think if they have taught a topic, that means their job is over. But no, their job is partly over, because teacher is responsible to assure learning. And to assure learning, one of the most important tools in the classroom. But learning may not have happened. So, but many a times teacher thinks. Okay. So then what is happening in the classroom? Language is the most important tool for teaching and learning in the classroom. All of us know that. Now take a case of a teacher who has great subject knowledge, but her communication skills are not that great, which match her subject knowledge. So when a teacher uses a language to explain any concept to the students, and if that language which she is using is not transacting, is not communicating the domain concept that she's trying to explain to students, she's trying to teach students, then learning stops happening. That kind of language creates more confusion in the mind of schools, make things less clear to the students. So that is the reason that teachers' language, it is called academic language. It is called professional language. The language teacher uses to teach her students, the clarity of that language, the language needs to be simple. The language need not to be very hi-fi. The language need not use any hi-fi vocabulary. That we will leave to the language teacher. But the subject teacher have to have very good communication skills, because they definitely affect the teaching, they definitely affect the learning, and that definitely affects the learning, the process of scholastic performance of the students. So that is very, very important. So learning is in classroom is primarily accomplished through language. I repeat, teaching and learning in classroom is primarily accomplished through language. Language is a teaching tool. Language is a learning tool. So it is very, very important that teacher uses simple but clear language so that the concept that she is teaching in classroom is very clear to the students. So we call this teaching and learning through language. So the teachers may argue, my mathematics skills, my science skill, my social science skills are very good. Yes, your skills are very good. All of us appreciate and agree to that. But the way you convey that to students into the classroom, that is very, very important, because your language is absolutely central to your teaching of a subject. Without it, you cannot make sense or communicate your understanding of your subject to the student. So you need to develop your academic English in order to make students understand you effectively, to make your teaching effective, and to make their learning effective. So there are two things about teaching. One is teacher education and another is job performance. Teacher education is the degrees, the qualification that teacher has acquired in a subject, and when she seeks a job, she comes with that teacher education or knowledge to the job. But job performance or competence is what? How she teaches the student, how she transacts her knowledge, subject knowledge to the student is called job performance or teacher's competence. Teacher's competence is a combination of knowledge, her skills to transact curriculum, and her behavior that she's using in the class to teach students. When we are talking about knowledge, skills, and behavior, these are three common things which are associated with teaching. Knowledge is the teacher's degrees. Skill is the teaching skills of the teacher, the way she's using the applications and techniques and strategies to teach. That is her skills, because that play a very important part for her to convey her knowledge. And behavior is the teachers connect with the students. Unless the teacher connects with the students effectively, I am saying AFFECT, that means emotionally. If the teacher emotionally connects with the student and have a good rapport with the students, then whatever teaching she is doing in the class, the students will be more attentive, they will be more attached to her, and they will be more passionate about her subject, and that will directly affect their learning, and that will directly affect their scholastic performance. So this is a very, very important point that I wanted to make. So another thing that I want to, as I was telling you, that I have studied a little bit of research. So there is a research which was conducted by Shemlev in 2002. They say during professional careers, teachers pass through the following levels of professional growth to achieve acme of professional competency. And that professional competency consists of the 4 steps first level is pedagogical ability. This is characterized by detailed knowledge of the subject of the teacher. That which I said is called teacher education. So this is the most basic level. Pedagogical ability is the most basic level. Not to offend teachers, I would like to say, when teachers have graduated, post-graduated in a subject, and they have done very well during their course of education, that is in undergraduation and post-graduation, they are very confident of their subject. And when they come to teaching, they feel that their pedagogical ability is sufficient for her to do her role as a teacher, which is not so, because that is only the most basic and the first level of professional growth. The second level of professional growth is pedagogical skill. This is called perfecting the art of teaching. If you do not perfect the art of teaching, then your first level, which is pedagogical ability, is of no use at all, because whatever you know, you are not being able to translate that to students. Then teaching has happened, learning has not happened at all. When learning has not happened, or learning has happened not to the required degree, let's put it that way. When learning has not happened to the required degree, or to the optimal degree, or to the effective degree, then how can we expect performance, scholastic performance of students to be good? When learning has not happened optimally, scholastic performance of that subject will be down. The result of the school will be down. I do not know that whether all leaders and all teachers have ever thought about their own language skills and how their own language skills affect their teaching of their knowledge. I think that is one very, very important point which all leaders of schools and all teachers have to do, reflect on, have to do a little bit of self-audit, and there is nothing to be shy about it. We can. I was also, again, as I was telling you, I was going through research if there are some ways where teachers can improve. But whatever topics I was reading, whatever research I was going through, they again and again were coming to 5-6 ways only how a teacher can improve her academic language skills. And those are all known to us. I'm not going to share something new to you. I will only reiterate those ways how a teacher can improve her language skills. So the third level, coming back, is pedagogical creativity. I repeat again, first basic level was pedagogical ability, that is teacher's education and her knowledge about her subject. Second is coming about pedagogical skill, which is perfecting the art of teaching and optimizing learning. Next is pedagogical creativity. This is marked by implementation of new methods and techniques and coming to the level of the students of her class and coming to at their pace and teaching them at that scale and that level so that there is effective learning and there is optimal learning. So from teaching, the focus changes to learning. If learning has happened optimally and learning has happened effectively, then how can performance be far behind? Performance has to be there. And once the performance is here, then everybody is happy, the teacher is happy, the student is happy, the school administration is happy, the parents are happy. The next level, fourth level, and the last level is called as pedagogical innovation. Pedagogical innovation is when teacher is combining her all skills, like she is combining her pedagogical ability, she is combining her pedagogical skill, she is combining her pedagogical creativity, and then she is doing innovation, and that she takes, her teaching to the pro level. And when teaching is taken to the pro level, how can learning be behind? So learning also will be at the pro level. How can then scholastic performance be behind? So scholastic performance also going to be very, very good. So all of us are happy. So I want teachers to be, very, very mindful of their language skills. And they say when teachers in a school are very, very aware and sensitive about these 4 levels: pedagogical ability, first level; pedagogical skill, second level; pedagogical creativity, third level; pedagogical innovation, fourth level. when teachers are at different stages in a school, because you have to go from one stage to another depending upon your experience, your exposure, and your willingness. See, if the teacher is not willing, no head of the school can do anything. Teacher herself cannot do anything for herself if she is not willing. So the will of the teacher, enthusiasm of the teacher, intrinsic motivation of the teacher, these are all three very, very important elements or variables to make teacher move from one level to another level. Then they say when the teachers are in different levels of professional growth, then they create a pedagogical culture in school. Pedagogical culture in school. Then the senior teachers become mentors to the newcomers, and then all together collaborate and coordinate. See, that is an ultimate goal. When the teachers start collaborating, the same subject teachers start coordination and collaboration, then the fourth level, which is pedagogical innovation, is very much possible in school every day. Every day. Whatever I am talking to you is not, I have made this presentation for the sake of presentation and I just want to deal with any topic and I'm done that. But I'm a very pragmatic person. I'll not speak something which cannot be implemented, which cannot be practiced. I have seen these four levels practiced in our school. I wouldn't say by all, by limited number of members of our school, because I always say in our school that school is a cosmos of people who are all learners. We are a learning community, starting from me to down the level. Even our support staff, they are also in the process of learning every day. Every day we also improve their skills also, because they support us. It's not that we have to improve only the skills of the teacher. Everybody who is part of the school has to be improved from one level to another level. Then only school functions very well. So after this, this is what that I wanted to create in your mind, the culture of professional growth, and the teacher to reflect whether my skills are good enough for me to transact the curriculum properly. That solves the major, major issue of teaching, because this is the only tool in the classroom. Language of the teacher is the only tool. Now, let me also emphasize, language of the learner is also equally important. If the teacher has transacted her curriculum well, there may be some in every classroom, 5 to 10%, in some classrooms, maybe more than that, learners whose language skills are very poor. Despite teachers' good teaching, you see their score would be very less. Then you must be wondering, I am teaching the whole class, 30 of them are doing very well, 10 of them are not doing well. Then I don't think the teacher has made their attention to this point, that learners' language skills are also poor. When their language skills are poor, then all the 4 language skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, are also poor. When those language skills of the learner are poor, again, learner will not perform well. But first primary tool of the classroom is the teacher's language skills. And then the student performance is also affected by students' language skills. Students' English as a subject is very, very different. But when the students use language to convey your subject knowledge into the question, into the answer script, that is a different language skill. Definitely a good skill in English as a subject is very, very, it feeds the child's language in other subjects. It makes job very easy for the child. But at the same time, the teacher's language also come to the student. Teacher transits her language skills to the student. That is very, very common. That is, I think you are not unaware, your language skills are passing on to the students. So that is why I wanted to emphasize, not overemphasize, because this is the fact. This is the crux of the matter. This is the reality of the matter. The teacher's skills are the primary source of understanding a subject in a classroom. So after that, now I thought that, okay, if teacher's language skills are little limited or not so good, then what the teacher should do? The broad term which I learned from this was, it is called shadowing. Shadowing is a very common term which is used for learning on job. Like somebody who's a very great job performance person, you shadow that person. Like it can be for a week, it can be for 15 days, it can be for 1 month. You are beside that fellow and you observe that fellow, how that person is delivering and how that person is handling different issues in a situation, and you shadow that person, you learn. This is it's a very common term in corporate world and also in education. But here what they say is, shadowing here is that a person whose language skills needs to be developed further, they watch a good English language channel, or they watch TV program, or every day they hear to news, and then from that, after they hear it, they continue doing so for few months and also sometimes for a year or so. So that means that vocabulary which is being used in those language programs, like TV channels of some TV programs, some news, or some English movie or something, new vocabulary and how expressions are used, that you become very, very familiar. This is one thing. Other thing they say is, every day you must leave your vernacular language and you must only practice to speak in English. If you do that, then, and you should also practice, this is one day, every day you have to practice speaking English. You have to leave your vernacular aside. So one thing first thing I told was shadowing. Second thing I am telling is practice every day. You have to practice speaking English language every day. You practice speaking it to your family, you practice speaking it to your colleague, you practice speaking it to your focused colleagues of language, who are teachers of English. You speak to them only in English. So if you practice every day, then they say that definitely you will be able to speak or use simple English more effectively. Another thing they said, that you must maintain a notebook. In that notebook, you must learn 2 to 5 new words every day. That vocabulary should not be high-fi vocabulary. That vocabulary should be very simple vocabulary, which is related to your subject, the terms which you use in your subject, those terms, that language has to be simple, because here we are not trying to impress anybody with our good language skills, but we are only trying to learn those language skills which will help us in transacting the syllabus very well. So you have to use that vocabulary. You have to increase your vocabulary. There should be a notebook, and that notebook you have to read every day. And you ensure, if you have learned 2 words today, you use those 2 words in today's class itself. You use those 2 words in tomorrow's class itself. So it so happens, if you are learning 2 words every day, end of the month, you've learned 60 words. And 60 words, you are not only learned it, you are also practicing it. You are also using it in the class. So that becomes part of your vocabulary, and that really increases your range of your vocabulary and the way you speak English. Another thing they said was that it is very, very imperative that English newspaper has to be read on every day. You start with the news which you are very, very interested in. It can be any news. The news the topics which interest you, you start with those topics, and then probably you can read. And if you just read quietly, you go into a different room and you start reading the newspaper. And in that newspaper, if there is any new vocabulary or any new thing which you have read and which you think that you want to know, so you can again bring that into your notebook, and you can know the meaning of that and it is usage. So reading of newspaper is another important way in which you can improve your language. And the fourth method they are saying is, train your brain to think only in English. What happens is, we think in our mother tongue and we want to speak English. They say when we want to speak English, we must train our brain to think in English, and then only we'll be able to speak English well. But when we are training that time our vernacular language, our mother tongue language switch should be put on off mode, and we should put on our English language mode in, and then probably we will be able to speak English language better. Then they say you should have an English speaking buddy. English speaking buddy is your friend. Both of you decide between both of you that we are going to speak only in English to each other. That will really help you to develop your language skills. So and this will also bring a lot of change in your image of speaking language with confidence. Then another thing is that you have to stay motivated and never give up your goal of fluency, which is applicable in any situation. Like if we are motivated and very enthusiastic, then definitely we will become very fluent shortly. Then they say that you have to probably a weekly group, 4 or 5 teachers with a teacher of English. You make a group of 4 or 5 people, and you must debate on a topic of your choice. And each one should not feel shy of speaking. So what you do is each one should come, that each one will speak for 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and you should speak without any hesitation. So if you do that, they said that really, really improves your language frequency quite a lot, fluency quite a lot. So I think these are few of the ways that a teacher can improve her language skills. And I want all the, because I'm inching towards, I'm 5 minutes short of my time. My time is till 9:45. It's already 9:40. And I also, when I conduct a program, I stick to time management. I will not like to spoil time management of Mrs. Anandavali, go haywire. So I have now 5 minutes to go. Whatever I wanted to say, I've already said. And I want again, I again beseech my colleagues, the principals and the teachers, that please definitely spare a very, very positive thought today to your own language skills. And maybe certain facts will be well known to you. You'll become aware of them, which you are trying to avoid otherwise. Somewhere in your heart of hearts, but you are not ready to recognize those or accept those. You can do that. And if anybody wants to speak anything, raise a point to substantiate what I've already said, it can be any of my teachers, or it can be any of my leader colleagues. Anybody who wants to speak, we can have a small 5 minutes discussion or interaction if you want to do so. You're most welcome.
Ma'am, we have time. This session is up to 10:30. So there is time.
But they told me it is 9:45.
You're wrong. No problem. We will have feedback, ma'am. We will have feedback and we will do that.
No, we can have interaction. Like
yes, there is interaction.
See, this is only a perspective that we are saying.
Yes.
Probably if we hear from practicing teachers and teachers, one thing that I want to tell you is we are again a community of learners. We are again a community of, there is nobody who's very superior, who's very proficient. There is nothing like that. If today I am speaking like that, I was not like this as I started my career. We all learn, but there should be will to learn. There should be enthusiasm to learn. Unless there is intrinsic motivation, we really cannot learn a skill. We cannot learn a skill. I do want to only preach. I always believe in a lot of interaction. See, if you are also ready to interact with us, then at least certain things which we as leaders may not know, you can make that known to us.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The various points that you raised, first of all, on improving the academic skills of the teachers as a pedagogical leader by improving the pedagogical ability, the creativity, the skill, and finally leading to pedagogical innovation is definitely something that each principal should think upon. And the other tips that you gave to teachers for shadowing and also improving the vocabulary, reading newspaper, and never giving up our goal on frequency and training our brain to think in English works. And I would like to add just one point there, ma'am.
Yes,
that
yes.
it is very important that teachers start reading books, because unless you read books, your imagination and vocabulary don't absorb those new words. Then when you read, you absorb, and when you start communicating, that language of the book that you have read automatically becomes your language. So reading skill among teachers, apart from their academics, they don't bother to read fiction or non-fiction extra. I think into literary books and fictional books, you must have, your book must become your best buddy and best friend. So each one must have carry a book before they must have a goal of reading at least one book in a month.
You are very correct, Nandavali. Let me bring the reality to the table. The reality is the teachers are not even reading a newspaper. Whenever I have a staff meeting, I check with the teachers. They do not read the newspaper at all. So what I did was, I want to share with all leaders, I ensured that I provide, like we have every floor, and every floor has a, teacher's room or staff room. And I started providing one newspaper in each floor, so that whenever they are free, because a teacher's job is very tough. Let me tell you, a teacher is also a homemaker. So once she is in school, and once she goes back home, there are a lot of calling on her to, do her responsibilities of homemaker, responsibilities of a mother. She has to teach. Maybe she is not able to find time once she leaves school and to do reading. What you said is definitely the ultimate goal. Why I did not speak about reading a book was because these basic things are not happening. I want them to do all these things during their school time itself. See, school time is something where no homework, no work from home they can bring to school. So in school, if they do these kind of action, that automatically will improve their language skills. That is why I did not go to impractical suggestions. As I told you, that I always believe in practical suggestions and something which we can implement. Of course, your idea of reading, if the teachers start reading books, there is nothing like that, Anandavali, because I remember that we used to do a lot of reading in my earlier years of my career. I used to do a lot of reading. Always there will be 2-3 books parallelly with me, because some books will be entertaining, some books will be very philosophical. So depending upon your mood, you will change the book. I will always switch over the book. If I'm not in a mood to read a very heavy book, a very deep book, I will go for a light reading book. So that is a great goal. What you say is a great goal. But I request teachers that whatever I have told them, you can all do this during your school time itself. We are not demanding your time once you leave school premises and you go home. And we have a beautiful library also, Anandavali. In fact, I want to share with all of you that one practice which I'm following, I am allotted one library period to each teacher.
Okay.
So that is for them. I am not monitoring what they are doing during that time. Actually, I would love the teachers should, because to go, as I said, there are 3 stages of professional growth. If they have to go to pedagogical creativity, then they must know what are the new methods, techniques, and strategies. And that they can only do if they read the current magazines. We have subject-wise magazines in our library, and we have beautiful professional books in our library. So by choice, as head of the school, I would like them to read those professional subject-wise magazines as well as the books. But if they want to read general books, they're most welcome to do so. So this was mainly the section I took mainly because I am very clear. If teaching is not effective and if learning is not effective, teachers' language skills have played a very big role.
Yes, ma'am.
I have seen that happening. I'm very critical in that matter. Whenever performance is not good, my first job is to find out why performance, where we have gone wrong. If we don't do that kind of audit, we can never find out. See, this informal interaction that we are having, instead of me speaking in preaching mode and giving long PPTs and reading my PPTs, that is not my style at all. Whenever I give a presentation, I do research and I want to talk only those things which are possible to do, doables. For me, it is doables, which is very important. Anybody else, most welcome, please join into interaction. We have
All
we
the
have 40 minutes.
principals kindly give your interaction.
We have
and
40
feedback.
minutes to
Yes,
interact
we have
because
time. We have a lot of time. Yes.
a lot of time, and we have all teachers with us. This is
Yes.
actually a very wonderful opportunity.
Yes.
Ma'am, namaste. I'm
Namaste.
Vijayalakshmi Sridhar. Can I just give a feedback of your session, ma'am? Wonderful session. And ma'am, I would like to inform everyone here that we have a WhatsApp group with our principal, ma'am, called Learning Communication, wherein it is the lockdown time we used it, wherein it started with only the primary teachers initially. Then it came to the middle school, then even high school English. It's not just the English teachers, those teachers who are interested in learning the language. So slowly, one by one, almost we have half the teachers, irrespective of which subject they are. And we have, as you said, we all wrote poetry and we had debates and then book reviews, and ma'am teaches from the root thing, like, from tenses. It was an elaborate.
We were on Google Meet.
We were on Google Meet, and in fact, all of us benefited a lot wherever we had.
Great.
Wherever we had those learning
We
gaps
started
and all
this
that.
because I used to get a lot of mails from parents as complaints that your teachers' subject skills are good, but their language skills are not good. So I didn't want my teachers to be at the receiving end. So we started this when lockdown started immediately, ma'am, within a month. And we would meet at least 3 to 4 days in a week. We will have 1 hour Google Meet, and we had basic grammar. We started with that, and then we had all this. It went on for almost 1.5 years. Now that we are back to physical school, we are unable to get that time to go back home and sit and do that. But definitely we want to continue that for the teachers' professional growth.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other principal would like to share? Please.
Good morning, madam. This is
Good
Prasad
morning.
from GMR.
Yes,
Ajam.
Prasad.
Namaste, ma'am. And your presentation, we like it so much. And it's a new techniques you have taught to us. And definitely we will make our teachers to follow the various steps like shadowing, improving their, following all the 4 levels of pedagogy. And definitely we will see that there is improvement in the language skills of the teachers, which will get transformed to the classroom, and the learner also will improve the language skills. So with that, our performance of the students also will improve. I hope we will do that in an effective manner.
But do you also feel that whatever we have said, that teachers' language skills play a very important part in effective teaching, and at the same time we also touched learners' language skills also, which play a very important part in making learning effective, and both these, effective teaching and effective learning, they translate into good scholastic performance. First of all, you also has had, because you are also have more than 30 years of experience in heading a school. So have you ever also, you also found this, because I found this a very important aspect when the students don't do well. I found it is a very important aspect. Have you also found this? Did you also observe this?
Yes, ma'am. We have observed, and we are taking some new methods to improve the language skills. Like every day, students are going to interact in the classroom. Every day, 2 new words are learning. The whole school for 2 different levels, ma'am. That we are implementing. And we have a classroom library for exchange of books, and children are maintaining that library. Teachers from one class to another class, and they're making the book reading an important habit for the students.
That you are talking about students, but here we are mainly, the main 90% role is of the teacher. Teachers teaching skills in the classroom.
Sure, madam. We'll follow whatever.
Language. That is language.
That will definitely improve the various steps you have suggested. Definitely will improve the teaching and the language skills of the teachers. Thank you.
Very good morning, ma'am. This is Shruti from Devi Orient Gyan Mandir. Ma'am, I like the idea of the debate for the teachers. And simultaneously, you said that we don't read newspapers, right? So we can do this together. Like after reading a newspaper, we can allow a teacher to read the newspaper and let the content be elaborated in front of the other teachers, so that it will also help the other teachers to help in improving their vocabulary also, speaking skill, communication skill, everything will be improved. What I feel is, I don't know whether it will be possible or not, because during the academics and all, we're busy with our work also. But we have to find at least in a week, one day, we have to allot such activity in the school, so that it will be helpful for the teachers also to improve the language.
Okay, we can take a small suggestion from our teachers, from our students. I'll share a small case of our 3 students. Tamil is compulsory in Tamil Nadu. So what happens is, now the Tamil Nadu board is going to conduct 10th standard board examination for all students in Tamil Nadu, CBSE students. Now, those who are learning Tamil, for them there is no problem, because Hindi is their 3rd language as CBSE norm. But those who are learning Hindi as 2nd language, they have to compulsorily learn Tamil, and Tamil is not at 3rd language level. It is as good as learning of 2nd language. The paper is going to be same for 2nd language students as well as compulsory language students. So there are about 5 students who have joined from North our school in 6th standard. And I was having a meeting the other day with my teachers. They told me that they finished their lunch in 10 minutes time, and the balance 20 minutes, those students are so they have requested their Tamil teacher. They don't even know ABCD of Tamil. They are in 6th standard. And here we are teaching Tamil right from standard 1 onwards. Now compulsory Tamil we are teaching of standard 1. Now they have to compensate for 5 years because they joined us in 6th. So every day for 20 minutes, they are creating nuisance with their Tamil teacher. Miss, you have your food in 5 minutes. Miss, we are coming at this time. And my teacher was amazed that how in just a matter of school, just opened about not even 1 month back, they have learned so much. So this gives us a clue to the teachers, us adults, that if we shorten our lunch break time, like we don't concentrate on talking and relaxing, we eat our lunch, and if we just devote 15 minutes either to speaking something on one topic or something like that, that should be enough. 15 minutes, and we do also have free periods. Nowadays, there is not such a big volume of correction because little bit of teaching methodology has changed, and there are a lot of activities which students are doing. Like if a teacher really wants to use all available free time in school for her own self-development, there is no stopping it. I again said, a will and intrinsic motivation are 2 important ingredients in improving a teacher, her language skills, or even her subject skills. We cannot take it for granted that if you are a MA or a MSc or a MTech in a subject, that your language skills, your subject skills are very good. Many times I feel some teachers are miserable in transacting one particular topic or one particular concept, which they are themselves not very clear about. So in both ways, even language and even our domain skills, even our subject skills, we have to improve. School time is quite enough for them to improve these skills if they want to. If they want to is the most important ingredient in this.
Namaste, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
I'm Satyalakshmi from MATRUSRI DAV.
Yes.
First of all, ma'am, profound respects to you. We are very glued to your inspiring speech, ma'am. And as you said, those 4 pedagogical skills are the most important for us. And we promise you that we will very soon going to outshine it and make you proud in that way. And thank you, ma'am. And as regards the improvement of English language for the teachers, as my colleague had very well shared right away, yes, our principal, Anandavalli ma'am, she has started a fantastic English group called the communication group, where all the teachers, irrespective of their classes that they teach, that language is very well shared and so much of learning takes place.
Very good.
And ma'am, adding to all this, many teachers have become great poets. And at this juncture, I would like to make a mention that the effect of our principal ma'am's motivation, inspiration, and the language, how she brings it forward, bends forward to every teacher. That one of our teachers, she has stood at district level first, ma'am. Very recently.
Poem writing.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. She had won the first prize in the poetry writing.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Desh Bhakti Geet poem, she stood first, ma'am. One of my math teachers.
Exactly.
One of my math teachers, ma'am.
And ma'am, she got 10,000 also.
Yes. She got a prize money of 10,000 rupees. Very, very awe-inspiring, ma'am. And adding to all this, and in our school, in every classroom, we have a small board just beside the main big board where we write the word of the day. So we go by the roll call. Every child, according to the attendance, they pick up a word in English and write it on the small board where the meaning is given. Maybe the synonym, 2-3 synonyms are given, and then the antonyms are also given. Then the part of the speech is given. Finally, the usage in a sentence form. By this way, and adding to it, ma'am, the child makes a note of all these words. Every child in every section makes a note in a small book, and they keep using it in our transaction, be it oral communication or the written communication, ma'am. And it is not just the children that they do. Even our teachers have started to develop a good language, as you said, and very rightly, ma'am, you have shared such important points which are really motivating us. And we promise you, ma'am, that we are going to definitely polish our skills, and very soon you're going to observe that. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Satya Lakshmi.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
Namaste to all the principals of AP Zone 1. Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting so well those 4 levels of professional growth, that too in teaching pedagogy, that is through English. So that is the need of the hour. We as facilitators should keep on updating our knowledge to develop the 21st century skills among students as they are far beyond their level. Secondly, the pedagogical culture in school, ma'am. So we are following that. So we are mentoring, we are collaborating with the other section, middle level, primary level, secondary level teachers, and we have productive discussion, and we are implementing those in our classroom teaching. And also the emotional connect with students. Definitely we will do it, ma'am. Definitely we make students to become passionate towards the respective subjects, ma'am. Definitely. And also at this juncture, I would like to express my gratitude for providing us umpteen opportunities for our self-development. Thank you so much, ma'am. And also the password. Our students actually write a password every day on the board with the meaning and the usage. And that is the day, that is the word for the day. And if they go out and when they enter the classroom, they have to mention that word and they have to enter the room. Okay. So this activity actually it goes on every day, ma'am. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
This is Uma. Is it Uma?
Yes, Uma from DAV.
Okay. I could recognize your voice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Namaste, ma'am.
Yes, namaste.
This is Sundari from DAV, our school, ma'am. And it's an excellent opportunity for all of us to be seated in front of you, in front of all these great personalities. And it's a great thing. And whatever ma'am has said, the ways to improve the language skills, we have been practicing in our school. We have been doing it, like we have been learning from the mentors. We have been doing it, and we have been practicing to speak English with each other so that we could improve in a better manner. Everything, whether it is going to be the language or it is going to be our own subject, concept, the domain skill, everything we have been doing it. And of course, the library period, it's been very, very helpful. And librarian sir is being specifically told by ma'am, it seems that as per our subject, he will be giving us whatever the books and all those things. And as and when we go to the library, he just gives all those books. Ma'am personally gives us some of the books also, as when she feels that this is the type of the book I will be reading, or Uma will be reading, or depending upon our taste and all these things. Also, she has been giving us many of the books. Anandavali ma'am, yes, we have been doing even the reading books also. We are doing it, and we are training the other teachers to mentoring rather, or helping each other, learning from each other. That is the best way to go about. And thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot for all these opportunities. Have a great day for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sundari.
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste,
Yeah.
ma'am. This is Rajni from DAV Miapur.
Okay,
Ma'am,
Rajni.
it's our privilege, ma'am, to attend your session. It was really a very
Rajni, we
informative.
can't see you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it was really very informative and enlightening session. And thank you for that list of suggestions which you have given. And we are following that. Many we are following in our schools. And definitely we will be implementing list of suggestions given by you. And under the able guidance of our principal ma'am, Mrs. Anandavali ma'am. And apart from this, like in our school, we have a corner. In every class, we have a poetry corner, ma'am, in which students keep their presentations and poetry, and they keep on updating it. And like I would like to add, like communication skills, the role of listening. Listening is also one of the most important aspect of like communication. And like successful listening is not just understanding and like it's understanding the spoken or written information, but also the understanding of how the speaker feels during the communication process. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for those enlightening words. It's a privilege for us to attend your session.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Durgarao, madam. I'm from Palakonda DAV school. Thank you very much. It's my privilege and honor to speak on the virtual stage in front of you, madam. Thank you very much. And the first sentence you spoke, madam, really attracted us, madam. That is, teaching is not equal to learning. If the learning must happen in the classroom, definitely the teacher must use simple and effective language. That really attracted all of our senses, madam. Thank you so much, madam. Regarding the development of communication skills, our principal, Madam Naisaj, madam, has taken a wonderful strategies, madam, implemented. First, for the teachers, during COVID-19 time, madam asked each and every teacher should address the gathering in the assembly, morning assembly. Every teacher must speak about the awareness of the COVID-19. That enhances all the teachers are able to speak a very good language, because of the great step taken by our madam. Second one is that madam has taken another great strategy implemented, that is, each class is given a week time for the assembly activities. If each class is given, madam, every student of the class should come to the dais and speak something. That enhances the communication skills a lot among all the children. In Palakonda region, in our school, all the students and teachers are able to good English because of the strategies have been implementing by our principal, madam. And thank you so much, madam, for giving this opportunity.
Great.
Madam Minoo Aggarwal and Madam Anandavali, I really congratulate both of you for organizing this
Hello, Nimisha
wonderful.
ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Namaskar to all of you. Minoo ma'am, namaskar.
Yes, namaste.
She's Nimisha Sharma, ma'am.
I am Nimisha Sharma.
Okay,
we have
Nimisha
not
ji,
met.
how are you? We haven't met.
Yeah, we've not
but
met.
I've been reading your name.
But this is the first interaction that I'm having with you, ma'am. And I'm really delighted and overwhelmed to see that you have actually created this wonderful platform where you are talking about reading skills, you're talking about vocabulary, you're talking about literature. And I must share with all the participants here that, DAV Center for Excellence is very much dedicated to the cause of DAV Literature Initiative and the reading mission that we have started lately, very recently, and I'm sure you all know about it. And in this regard, we are looking forward to the South Indian friends here to come up with a wonderful literary conclave. Yeah, and the reading bonus and all other strategies that we have added to the scheme of assessment, especially for classes 3 to 7, is just for the sake of increasing the reading habit, to make our children avid readers. And this thing, Minoo ma'am, you are taking forward with such zeal and enthusiasm. I really congratulate. I'm really happy to see this, and the way everybody is collaborating together, and everybody is so enthusiastic about this objective. This is really worth appreciating. So I congratulate you, and I wish you best of luck in your endeavors, and we are waiting for a wonderful literature conclave as well.
Sure, Nimisha ji. We are so happy you are there. We never knew you were there.
No, I have been listening to you. I was driving on the way. I put it on and it was there in front of me. I kept listening to every word that you said, and the people were, contributing. So I'm really happy, ma'am, because this is something very close to my heart as well.
So this is how that a session should be taken. Like Anandavali was asking me, where is your PPT? Where is your PPT? I said, I don't have any PPT. I will first do my research work, and then, we will have an interaction. See, we heard so many views. See, that is what is informal learning. See, by presentations, it's not that we can hit on learning, but when we interact informally like that, I think the takeaways are many from that. So
absolutely, ma'am, you are very right. And I have seen that the session has been very, very successful. So congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you so much, Nimisha ji. Thank you so much. Bye.
Namaskar to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nimisha ji. Bye.
Madam, namaste, madam, namaste.
Namaste.
मैडम मैं श्रीधर पाटिल रायचूर केपीसीआर डीएवी स्कूल रायचूर से बोल रहा हूँ मैम।
ओके।
सुबह का सेशन बहुत ही अच्छा रहा मैम, और मुझे कहना है कि स्कूल को आगे ले जाने के लिए हर एक चीज, हर एक आदमी इम्पोर्टेंट है, और अध्यापक को अपने विषय में कमांड होनी चाहिए, अध्यापक को सभी विषय की जानकारी होनी चाहिए। हम हर दिन जो है घर वालों के साथ हो, अपने मित्रों के साथ हो, अंग्रेजी में बात करेंगे। यह सभी जानकारी मैंने आपसे सीखी है मैडम, और कोशिश करेंगे कि यह जानकारी लाइब्रेरी में बैठ के या हर एक जगह पे हर एक चीज का आग्रह करके हम लोग क्या करेंगे, अपना बच्चों का जो है वो बच्चों का अंग्रेजी का विकास करने की कोशिश करेंगे। लेकिन मैडम मैं आपसे बात करना चाहता हूँ कि एक साल पहले आपने एक कविता हम लोगों को सुनाई थी, कि वो कविता और एक बार सुनाए, मुझे बहुत खुशी होगी। जीवन के घोर अंधेरे में, प्लीज मैडम आप
वो कविता मेरे पास नहीं है।
मैडम आप वो कविता सुना दीजिए, क्योंकि वो कविता हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही मोटिवेशनल और बहुत ही प्रेरणादायी कविता हम लोगों को मिली है, कि हमारी आशा है कि वह कविता और एक बार हम लोगों को सुनाए। क्योंकि मैं बच्चों को आपकी कविता हर दिन सुनाता हूँ, रायचूर शक्तिनगर में मैं बच्चों को जब यह कविता बताता हूँ, तो बच्चों के मन में एक प्रकार की भावना, बच्चों के मन में एक प्रकार का मोटिवेशन निर्माण होता है। तो मुझे आपके मुख से और एक बार यह कविता सुनाएंगे तो बहुत खुशी होगी मैम।
अच्छा, अभी तो मेरे पास नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि ये दोनों ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में 2 दिन में जरूर सुनाऊं वो कविता। और अभी तो मेरा पूरा ध्यान था कि हमें अपने बच्चों को बेस्ट कैसे देना है अपनी टीचिंग के रूप में। तो इसके लिए मैंने सोचा कि मेरे को इस बात को बहुत, क्योंकि ये बात को कोई मुंह से कहता नहीं है कि टीचर की कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स उसकी टीचिंग को अफेक्ट करती है, ये बात कोई नहीं कहता अपने मुंह से।
हाँ जी।
तो इसके लिए इस बात के ऊपर मेरे को बहुत ध्यान केंद्रित करना था। तो इसके लिए मैंने आज कुछ डिफरेंट लहजे में थी, आज कुछ डिफरेंट मूड में थी। उस दिन टीचर्स के मूड में थी कि टीचर्स को एक अच्छी सी कविता सुनाई जाए। लेकिन
आशा करता हूँ मैडम कि कल की सेशन में आप मुझे कविता सुनाएंगे, हम लोगों को मंत्रमुग्ध करेंगे।
जरूर।
और आपका सेशन बहुत ही अच्छा रहा मैम। वंस अगेन आपको धन्यवाद मैम। शुभोदय, सुप्रभात मैम।
थैंक यू।
नमस्ते मैम।
Namaste.
Minoo Aggarwal ma'am, namaste. Anandwali ma'am, namaste. Namaste to all the teachers. This is Premlata here from DAV Orient Gyan Mandir. First of all, ma'am, thank you so much. It was such a wonderful session. As you said, PPT is not something which is always important, but the way you communicated, it was like you're directly telling it to us. We could be like a one-to-one session. Ma'am, as you said, like teacher language skills plays a key important role for the powerful teaching learning methodology which can be brought into the class. No matter which subject we are into, no matter be it math subject, be it science subject, or be it any social subject, need not have to be restricted only to the English teacher, but it should be as a collaborative strategy for all the subjects. See, one thing I would like to add into, like as everybody was suggesting about the poetries, ma'am, poetry sometimes becomes like a poetic vocabulary gives a restriction. Why can't we go with storytelling? This is what even we have implemented in our school. We bring in every day a short story of 2 minutes or 3 minutes when a teacher is going to tell, using very simple vocabulary, simple languages, because as you said, your point was very much on bingo, ma'am, saying that students' language skill being poor also is a major issue. When we use lots of heavy words, they do not connect. When they do not connect, they do not understand, they tend to get distracted and they feel that it's not for us. And we did not end up understanding anything. So simple storytelling, story writing, maybe just a story about your mother, just a story about your father, yourself, your school. 4 lines, 5 lines, 10 lines as per the classes, they will start putting into the language and writing also. With that, many of the things which we also have seen as a teachers, ma'am, students are able to say, but they are not able to write down. The word they are going to, the word they are pronouncing, they are not able to spell it properly. That also has become one of the issues when it comes to teaching learning. So these kind of activities like a small storytelling, I would definitely suggest and share with everybody. And it was a great session, ma'am. We could literally relate to each and every point which you said. Pedagogical skills, amazing, ma'am. That's literally we all teachers should take to the class. Your gestures, your body language, everything acts to the teaching and learning methods. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really, really good to hear from you.
Thank you,
Have a
Prem.
wonderful day, ma'am. Wonderful day to everybody.
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
This is Devi Lakshmi from Ankapalli.
Yes,
Ma'am,
yes,
really,
Lakshmi, how are you?
Nice, ma'am. Session is wonderful, ma'am. Really, I'm impressed. But one word, it heart touched, madam. That is never give up. Really, really good, madam. And these pedagogy skills, what you have given, basic and pedagogical skill, creativity, innovative. Really, these are useful, madam. And I would like to share one thing to you, madam, that long back, 2 years back, the parents came and asked us, and they are not speaking at home in English, and how to talk to others, talk to the children. So, madam suggested and conducted classes for parents only. So in summer vacations, we have conducted classes and both children and as well as parents also. They have really, they felt very happy, madam. At least they could, yeah, they could gain the knowledge of English, how to speak their children, with their children. So they felt very happy. And after that, whatever you have given a suggestion, madam, just you learn a single word. That one also implemented, madam. Role-wise, in all sections, they have to come with a new word, along with the meaning. The particular student has to write on the board, and they have to note down in the diary top of the pleasant. Every day they write notes. So at the time top, they have to start with start the diary with the new word. So the parents also used to get learn some new word and as well as meaning. And really they felt very happy, madam. This idea is given by our principal, ma'am. Really, I would like to thank you also, ma'am. Madam, this is a wonderful session, madam. Really, really. And we will surely implement, madam. Surely we will implement. Thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Namaste, madam.
Myself, Kavita from KPL.
Okay. Yes, Kavita.
Here, ma'am, to attend your session. A wonderful session, ma'am. Whatever the advices you have given to improve our vocabulary, most of them we are following, ma'am. And one thing I have liked is regarding the debate, ma'am. You asked to participate in the debate. Definitely, we will inculcate that in our school, ma'am. Really, your session was so excellent. I'm very thankful.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
Madam, this is Ambadas from Vicar DAV Vidya Mandir, Chhatrashala.
Okay.
It's a great privilege, madam, being among one among all the learned people on this virtual platform. Today, whatever the session initiated by you, madam, it's really very motivating and inspirational to every one of this teaching fraternity on this virtual platform. Whatever our colleagues were sharing on this platform, very well we are implemented in our school the same. And here I would like to share with you few strategies which were implemented in our school, as already said by few of our colleagues, that the teachers, as just Orient Madam was saying, every day a teacher come up with one small motivational story. And here we are even inculcating not only language, along with the skills, moral skills. That also is very important. Here both are benefited, the teacher as well as the student. This is very effectively implemented and it's going on, madam. And especially here I would like to share which I implemented and got good results, especially after the post-COVID. I realized that the students are unable to manifest whatever they learned in the class. So slowly, how to improve their skills or turn towards writing. I insisted the children, I motivated the children in such a way that at least don't learn and write, at least you write what you heard in the class. It is like recapitulating, means not there and there itself. After going home, just to sit for 15 minutes, you spare 15 minutes for writing what you learned, just especially in my class. I implemented just for the English class. So very well, initially I could see only few children were coming with the write-up, and I used to correct very meticulously and going through their writing skills and even suggesting the things where they are doing mistakes. And not only one thing, what I did is improving the vocabulary skills. I insist the children, even in their day-to-day life, in whichever the language they are writing, underline the new word. Whatever you are writing, that means the keyword in respective subjects. And when it comes to the English part, what I do is I very strictly insist. It is for different strategies for different children. Every line, at least one new word they should write. It is a task, a challenging task. If they are writing 4 lines, at least one new word, and it should going to be repeated. In this way, I am going with different strategies in my class, especially I'm an English teacher. This is very wonderfully working, madam, and very well know all my colleagues that last year we bagged poetry, that national award for poetry, Veerghada.
Great.
Our student, madam, from our Vicar DAV Vidya Mandir, she is from the 10th standard, just passed out. She bagged 10,000 as well as the first prize in the entire nation. It's a great privilege, madam, for sharing these words with you and other colleagues and all the learned people here. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, Minoo ma'am.
Namaste.
Namaste, Anandwali ma'am. Namaste, all the principals of the AP Zone 1. Ma'am, this is Twinkle Bhardwaj from MATRUSRI DAV Public School, Miapur.
Yes.
Ma'am, yeah. Your session's outcomes are really very, very practical, ma'am. And being a science teacher, I do believe that children, those who are good in language, they do well in science.
Yes.
And moreover, the pattern nowadays, CBSE, because it's not based on the rote learning. It is, like implementation and, like application of the subject. So the way they are asking question, if child is able to understand it efficiently, then only they are able to score good marks in science and maths as well. And ma'am, as you told about to create the pedagogical culture in the school, so definitely, yes, as head of the Department of Science, we are really going to implement that in science subject also. Thank you, ma'am.
Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, madam.
Give it to me now. He wants me to speak. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Give the way. I will speak. Give me a printout.
Actually, it is not new for us. Every time, every year, your session stimulates great impact for us. And we have learned from your session, especially learning by doing process is essential element for all the teachers in all conditions. And the second one is knowledge transmission in an effective way should be done through effective communication with good vocabulary. And moreover, your session involved some important steps. Those are pedagogical techniques and the task given by you, that is reading reference books, reading newspapers, can definitely illuminate teaching professional skills, no doubt, madam. And here, most of the important things has been implementing our principal KVRK Prasad sir in our school. And finally, we feel very proud and we are lucky having legendary personalities like you. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, ma'am.
Next.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, Uma.
Namaste, Anantali, ma'am. This is Uma from GAV, all the other principals and colleagues. Ma'am, really the first session, it's highly inspirational. Really, it's a motivational session for all of us to take away the message on language proficiency and effective tools, communicative tools. Ma'am, I here just want to place a few things that the three things which you have connected, one is knowledge, skills, and behavioral thing in the communicative process. It's really what I say in my personal experience. Whenever I teach, whenever a student approach me, I used to say, yes, whatever the lesson that I have taught, you have to come out with 1 point out of that. Then only I will interact with you. Is it a poem? Is it a prose? Or it's a literature something? They have to say one thing. So in such a way that language, we can make them interest out of that, their curiosity to know. The second one, ma'am, most of the teachers nowadays, after this pandemic, we started connecting everything through stories. So that story is happening everywhere. Almost in our school, ma'am, irrespective of subject, almost all the teachers, they are connecting lot of stories. Even it happens in English also, whenever we teach the title of the story. So then that is something catchy for the student to understand more about it. So in such a way, we use lot of strategies in order to make the language better. Thank you, ma'am. Lot of things we extracted from your speech. Thank you so much for this motivation. Thank you, Anandavalli, ma'am.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, madam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Namaste.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am, Anuradha Thakur from MATRUSRI DAV, Miapur.
Yes, yes, Anuradha.
Namaste, ma'am. Thank you for such an enlightening session, ma'am. Ma'am, I was just, when I was going through your session, during the proficiency levels, I was just thinking that at which level I am standing. So level 1, yes, at pedagogical ability, I was thinking in the beginning, I know everything, I can do everything. But I was not knowing whether I am able to give everything to my children or not. Then the next level came where the skill development. But now I think I am at creativity level because I am able to create a few games so that I can recapitulate the chapter in the school, in the class. After every class, we are having small game. Maybe it is name game. The children named it as Peru Pratishtha in Telugu. There was a game. I wrote my name on the board and we played a game. Then we had EXO games. So I think I have reached EXO level. I'll see games level, creativity level. Then I have to improve myself to go for innovation level also. I'm working on it, trying to plan more and more innovative games for my students. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, at the same time, I wanted to say, ma'am, that Corona time, we had 3 or 4 months very good time with principal, ma'am, because that communicative classes were very helpful. Then I realized that I can also write a poem. I can also take an interview. We had many sessions, ma'am. Then we realized, yes, we have this ability. Being a science teacher, I thought, no, I can't do all these things. So we had many things, ma'am. We realized so many things that innate talents are there, but we are unable to look at or identify. Then we identified. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a nice and wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
So I'm tell what we are ready to no checks connect and like next no checks na padi
Sulakshana.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Uma.
I am Hema Sarda. I am Hema Sarda from DAV Public School, Chennai.
Okay.
मैम किसी ने आपका सेशन बहुत ही वंडरफुल रहा और किसी ने आपसे कविता पिछले साल जो आपने कविता कही थी वो दोहराने के लिए कहा, तो मैंने अपनी एक स्वरचित कविता बनाई हूँ, तो क्या मैं इसको आपके परमिशन से बोलना चाहती हूँ?
प्लीज।
डीएवी चेन्नई शिक्षण संस्था का क्या कहना, बच्चों का सर्वांगीण विकास यही है प्रधानाचार्य जी का सपना। बच्चे उन्नति के पंख लगाकर रोशन करे स्कूल का नाम, यही है यहाँ के कार्यकुशल ज्ञानी शिक्षकों की असली पहचान। स्कूल के सुसंस्कारित बच्चे ही बनने वाले हैं देश के उम्दा नौजवान। स्कूल के सुसंस्कारित बच्चे ही बनने वाले हैं देश के उम्दा नौजवान। शिक्षकों के अथक प्रयास से पूर्ण होगा ज्ञान दान का पवित्र काम। शिक्षकों प्रधानाचार्य जी के अथक प्रयास से पूर्ण होगा ज्ञान दान का पवित्र काम। सभी शिक्षकों का ज्ञान रूपी अमृत सिंचने में होता है महत्वपूर्ण योगदान। सभी शिक्षकों का ज्ञान रूपी अमृत सिंचने में होता है महत्वपूर्ण योगदान। उनके अनुभव और व्यक्तित्व से बढ़ जाता है बच्चों का नाम। प्रधानाचार्य जी मीनू अग्रवाल जी में देखते हैं बच्चे विद्या की देवी सरस्वती की परछाई। प्रधानाचार्य जी में देखते हैं बच्चे विद्या की देवी सरस्वती की परछाई। जो ज्ञान का अखंड भंडार बच्चों पर सदा न्यौछावर करती आई। स्कूल में अविरत चलता रहता है खेल प्रतियोगिता पठन पाठन का काम। बच्चों की प्रतिभा एवं रचनात्मकता को मिला है शिक्षकों से वरदान। ज्ञानी छात्रों से ज्ञान के दीपक सदा प्रज्वलित करते रहना। ज्ञानी छात्रों से ज्ञान के दीपक सदा प्रज्वलित करते रहना। उत्साही छात्र छात्राओं के लिए स्कूल है विकास की अनोखी संकल्पना। उत्साही छात्र छात्राओं के लिए स्कूल है विकास की अनोखी संकल्पना। यहाँ के बच्चे सदैव करते हैं अपने गुरुजनों का सम्मान। यहाँ के बच्चे सदैव करते हैं अपने गुरुजनों का सम्मान। स्कूल का नाम रोशन करके वे बनेंगे आदर्श इंसान। स्कूल का नाम रोशन करके वे बनेंगे आदर्श इंसान। धन्यवाद मैम।
थैंक यू हेमा, मुझे मालूम ही नहीं था कि आप इतनी अच्छी कविता लिखती हैं, तो पहली बार
मैम मैंने ये कविता लिखने की मैंने अभी पैंडेमिक में ही शुरुआत की है। मुझे लिखने में काफी टाइम लगता है लेकिन मैं अभी लिख रही हूँ।
नहीं आपने बहुत अच्छी रचना करी है,
तो मैंने सोचा कि मैं सुना देती हूँ।
नहीं बहुत अच्छा हुआ, बहुत अच्छा।
धन्यवाद।
नमस्ते मैडम।
नमस्ते।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
यस
Ma'am, I'm Sulakshana from SML DAV Palakunda.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm ineffable to express my happiness in words seeing you after a long time. And today's session on language skills of teachers is high commendable, ma'am. And I can say one thing, communication is the key for a classroom, as well as the successful teaching will happen only when teacher collaborates his subject knowledge with the communication skills up to the mark. And ma'am, I excite the students of all the language through form recitations and some other activities. And I'd like to recite a song for you, ma'am. Can I?
Yes, please.
This is from one of their books, ma'am. So, when I was just a little girl. I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be. The future's not us to see. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, what will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be. The future's not ours to see. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, what will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Will I tell them tenderly? Hey, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be. The future's not us to see. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, what will be. Hey, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. Ma'am, this is how I motivate the language learners to speak in English. And I want to tell them language is beautiful and they can explore the world if they take this language as a springboard to explore the entire world. And I'm very happy.
Very well sung. Very well.
Namaste, madam. Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
This is Murali Krishna, DAV Public School, ACC, Wadi, madam.
Yes, yes, sir.
Thank you for wonderful session, madam. Very informative and very practically you said, ma'am. Even under the guidance of our principal Vijay Kumar, sir, every day teacher used to say the morning assembly, in the morning assembly thought, ma'am. That way we are inculcating the moral values also, ma'am. Thank you. Once again, thank you for your wonderful session, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
So Anandavali, back to you.
Done.
Namaste, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Namaste, madam.
Yes.
Namaste.
Subhash Reddy, Kannada teacher, DAV Orient, Chittapur, madam.
This will be the last because I don't want to disturb the time balance.
Yes.
Okay.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
मैडम इंग्लिश के बारे में बोले, मैं कन्नड़ा टीचर हूँ, बहुत सारे मैं सीखा हूँ. इस टीचर में नॉलेज, स्किल एंड बिहेवियर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रहना है, और पेडागोजिकल स्किल्स, एबिलिटी, स्किल, क्रिएटिविटी, इनोवेशन, और टीचर्स इंग्लिश इम्प्रूवमेंट करने के लिए क्या क्या रहना है वो सभी सीखा है मैडम. और हमारा स्कूल में कुछ एक्टिविटीज करा रहे हैं मैडम, वीकली CCA एक्टिविटीज 2 पीरियड्स दे रहे हैं मैडम. उसमें स्पीकिंग के लिए, भाषण के लिए और डिबेट के लिए वो कर रहे हैं मैडम, और वीकली 1 पीरियड स्पीकिंग पीरियड कर रहे हैं मैडम. वो बोलने का
आप अभी तो हिंदी में बोले हो, आज से ही आपको इंग्लिश में बोलना था. आज आप जैसे भी बोलो ठीक है. हम लोग एक फैमिली है, हम लोग बाहर का बंदा तो कोई है ही नहीं, हम लोग अपनी फैमिली में है.
डेफिनेट मैडम, नेक्स्ट ईयर
उनकी फैमिली में है, तो आपको अभी इंग्लिश ही बोलना है. अगली बार आपको कन्नड़ा बोलना है क्लासरूम में, लेकिन बाहर आप इंग्लिश बोलिएगा, आपको भी अच्छा लगेगा. इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में काम करते हैं तो इंग्लिश आनी चाहिए.
थैंक यू.
Excuse me, madam. Sorry to interrupt. I am colleague of Subhash Reddy, and he comes to me, even though he don't know English, he will come to me, he will take some of the new words from me, and he is practicing English. And he, even though I am not an English teacher, I am a science teacher, he comes to me and he say, Preeta madam, I will speak to you in English. Whenever I do any mistake, you correct. He is improving, ma'am.
You are his buddy. So I was talking about
I am his buddy. Yeah, ma'am. I am his buddy, and he is improving a lot because I am being with him for the 4 years, ma'am.
Great, great.
Thank you, madam, for your wonderful, magnificent session, ma'am.
Thank you so much, all the teachers, for your overwhelming response to ma'am's session. And it has been so lovely to listen to all of you. Ma'am?
He wants me to read.
Ma'am, please read that poem, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it is there. Next slide is it? Next slide is it. जीवन के घोर अंधेरों में प्रकाश जो बनकर आता है, हर लेता है वो दुख सारे, खुशियों की फसल उगाता है। छोड़े ना कभी मझधार में वो, मरते दम तक साथ निभाता है। सागर से ज्ञान के भरा हुआ, बस वही गुरु कहलाता है। Somehow they've searched this poem. So we will see the audio. We'll play the audio. How we'll play the audio? प्रकाश जो बनकर आता है, हर लेता है वो दुख सारे, खुशियों की फसल उगाता है। ना कोई लालच करता है, सच्चाई का सबक सिखाता है। सागर से ज्ञान के भरा हुआ, बस वही गुरु कहलाता है। परेशानियां पस्त करे जब, हम हिम्मत हारते जाए। परिस्थितियां हो धूमिल सी, हालात हमें जब भटकाए। नई एक राह दिखाकर हमको, सभी संशय जो मिटाता है। सागर से ज्ञान के भरा हुआ, बस वही गुरु कहलाता है। अज्ञानी को ज्ञान वो दे, अलग नई पहचान वो दे। जब लगने लगे हम थक से गए, नई ऊर्जा और नई जान वो दे। शिष्य का नाम बड़े जग में, उसका यही अर्थ है। सबके हृदय में उसके प्रति बस इसीलिए सम्मान रहे। छोड़े मझधार में वो, मरते दम तक साथ निभाता है। सागर के ज्ञान से भरा हुआ, बस वही गुरु कहलाता है।
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Just to end the entire session, just 4 lines. Communication leads to inspiration. Inspiration leads to motivation. Motivation leads to innovation. And innovation finally leads to transformation. Madam, you have motivated us to transform ourselves into better self, better version of ourselves. Thank you so much, ma'am, for today's.
I think the best part was to talk to everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So you will all have a break for half an hour, and I think the next session begins at 11:15. Am I right? Teachers, yeah.
Please, feedback form to be filled.
Feedback form is also being posted in the chat and in the description of the YouTube link. Kindly fill in your feedback form and post it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.